Oh boy! What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Today we are going to find out just how well Josh and Estelle did. Sorry I was a little scatterbrained in the last episode. I can't believe I forgot Estelle's name. Anyway, good work you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Headed over to 2 small boxes. I don't know why it said... Oh, never mind. Anyway, yep, they're the real deal. Alright. Don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shira, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and for you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now. Let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously. But didn't you just say that we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Ugh. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. Seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Did your tongue forget how to work? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You report your results to the front desk in each guild branch, and as you already know by now, Anya is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of your training today. Now, as a result of me adding money to the game, something weird's gonna happen and you'll see it shortly. Upon approaching the counter, a talk marker will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options like report to the report to the guild. Alright, get ready for the weirdness. And report. Receive payment for training retrieval. Junior Bracer, 9th class. Nice. 500 Mira. C. And gained BP 1. Current rank is Junior Bracer, 9th class. Okay, good, it didn't do it. Now, on my playthrough, the method I used in order to get my Mira also maxed up my BP. Oops. So I went from Junior Bracer 9th class to Junior Bracer 1st class after doing just my training mission. So yeah, I kind of went, ooh, I hope that didn't happen on the LP playthrough. That's kind of bad. Alright. You will also accumulate points which are known as BP or Bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievement as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank as a Bracer and be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of a Junior Bracer starting at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. The amount of Mira and BP you receive will also be recorded in your Bracer notebooks, so please have a look sometimes later on. After that's left, all that's left to do now is finalizing your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Anya. And sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? Bad to the bone. And knowing Shira's, it'll involve the whip. Ow. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then, Shira holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones... In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua, open the boxes. Who's talking? Receive Junior Bracer Emblem! This crest is... So does this mean that we're... Ahem. Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild! So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this! I'm going to save your ears and do the opposite. Look at us now, world. We did it. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. Oh, God. I hate to interrupt the celebration, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You've been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time of the guild. Before you head out, Shira, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shira. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a Bracer's main duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. Jesus, how old is their dad? So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. Don't read into that, viewers. Anyway, as for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. Bye, Shira. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Sherazard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? Because your dad's a badass. Anyway, he just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who is always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. Just so you know, Joshua knows way more about Estelle's dad than he ever told her. We'll find out more about that later. We should let Dad know that we qualified as Junior Bracers. Right. Alright, so now is side quest cleanup duty. Talk. Congratulations, you two are now full of Bracer. From now on, we're going to passing jobs out to you like candy. Bring it on. It's all I have to say. I look forward to working with you. Look forward to working with the guild. Currently, there is nothing to report. Alright, I'm just skipping the dialogue, because if you come to her with stuff with not anything to report, or, you know, you're in the middle of a mission, she's just going to say the same spiel over and over again. Oh, hi, Ridge! Looks like your training is over, isn't it? I'm humbled to know that you two passed. You two are the youngest ever to pass the Bracer exam. I look forward to working with you in some capacity. Ourselves as well. I have to get back to work now, but if there's something you don't understand, give me a holler. Holla! Sorry. The jackass and his slave. I mean, Luke and Pat. But wait for me, Luke. Huh. Oh, it's you two.
Ah, great, it's Estelle.
Hi there, Joshua. Okay, little twerp. What was this? Oh, great, it's Estelle remark. And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know.
You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer you wanna be.
How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks that there's better tasting milk and liberal than the milk that comes from the Prezell farm.
What? No way! You're full of it, Estelle.
In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. You're hearing that. You're hearing what I'm saying. Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse yet, Estelle. Now, a high pony, on the other hand? I like Joshua. Quit being a killjoy! I'm sorry, I'm not part of the Marvel Universe.
Wow! You two are great! I'm happy for the both of you.
Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend.
This isn't fair! I was supposed to become a bracer first! I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle?
What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. Estelle? Saying that you're mature. And that means no little kids are still who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have your back. And still, again, I love Joshua.
You better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna go train our secret base before you know it. I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go.
Alright. I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Josh. That boy, Luke. He's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he's just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. Any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young boy can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Alright, so if you don't remember, we're supposed to get that paper for her daddy. So make sure you go back to the General Goods store and talk to the guy. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did. Maybe I should have you start calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. No. By the way, Mr. Rhinon, did the liberal news come in? Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Don't brush me off like that, you two. Oh, whatever. I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 Mira, please. And 400 Mira for yourself. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine. But does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. News isn't a word. Just ignore me. Anyway, they're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. Recipe book. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's gonna cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you'll have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Maple cookie. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Eat maple cookie. Learn maple cookie recipe. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking at all. It's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. So he gave them a quote-unquote free gift just so that they can buy stuff from his store. Pretty good tact and skillful marketing scheme. Decision. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Raynon. Thanks for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dishes at restaurants or using to-go meals adds the recipe to the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed. As long as the necessary ingredients are available, the food can be made. There are two types of foods: sit-down meals, which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at a store or acquired from monsters. Alright. So this little book here, this is basically it's your bracer book, and it gives you a hint as to how certain things work. And if you come over to the menu and you see achievement, this basically tells you who's in your party, where you're registered at, what rank you are, jobs, BP, battles, victories, losses, how many times you ran away, and here it basically gives you a rundown of everything that you've done. Magic, this basically gives you a broad idea of how magic works. If your orbment has one earth quartz in it, you can use Stonehammer. If it has 5 earth quartz in it, then you can use Earth Lance, Petrify Breath, so on and so forth. And then you can start combining different quartz in your orbment to get different abilities. So we have Aqua Bleed, Blue Impact, We have diamond dust. It goes on and on. It's actually pretty good idea to learn these so that you know what abilities to use for what particular character. In this case, Josh, since he can only use, it's not that he can only use time magic. It's that his slots and his orbment can only use. There are certain slots that can only be equipped with time elemental quartz. So in this case, learn this. So we have a ×1 elemental quartz in each of his slots, so he can use Soul Blur and Clock Up. But eventually we'll get other things to that effect as well. So if we put a ×2 wind in our orbment, we can get Self-In Guard or Self-In Wing for ×6. We'll get more into this later on as we go along. But that's that. This is the recipe book. In this case, we have maple cookies. So I have 1 flour, 1 fresh milk, 1 milled flour, and 1 maple sugar. Therefore, I can make a maple cookie, and I can make as many maple cookies for as I have ingredients. In this case, I'm just gonna make 5. Mind you, I made those in the middle of a street, and as you heard, apparently I used a deep fryer to make those. Where'd the deep fryer come from? I'm not questioning anything anymore. Go back to the Orbit Factory. Talk. Now, my throat's starting to bother me a little bit, so I'm gonna cut down on the voice acting. Freddy, hey, you're doing good. You're doing good work so far. Ah, what's that emblem on your chests? Congratulations. Why are you looking at her chest, dude? I'm joking. Congratulations, you two. So you finally become bracers, huh? Teehee, thanks. Estelle, you're way too proud of yourself. Why do you always have to ruin the moment, Joshua? I should be this happy because I earned it. You should be at least let me bask in the glory for a moment. Sometimes you can just be so. But Estelle, now that you're a bracer, you're going to have to get over your little problem with Orbal arts. Man, you too? Why do you have to go and spoil my day by saying things like that? If you have any other business needs, don't forget to stop by. Which we do. Because I want to buy some more quartz, which we're allowed to actually have now. So we have 2 defense, 2 health, 2 fire, 2 evade. What's this, impede? Oh, win elemental value. X × 1. So what does it mean by X × 1? This means that it has a value of 1. This is a level 1 quartz. And we'll get to all that, like I said, later when we get down to increased levels and stuff. But I'm going to buy 2 of these because I can. Blind. I'll buy 2 right now. As you can see, time down the bottom here. Down the bottom, I can't move the mouse. It'll get rid of the what is it called? The status down the bottom. It says elemental, time elemental value, quartz level 3. This is blind enemies with 10% chance of success. This is a ×3 time elemental, so that'll come in handy later. Cast. This is a ×1. I'm only going to get 2 of those for right now. EP cut 1. Now, where it says space elemental value, it has time. I forgot what the yellow and the white ones are called. It's in my face. Space, and I think these ones are Mirage. It says time ×1, space ×2, and Mirage ×1. If you were to set up your orbment with a, well, in this case, we'll say with Estelle, and you gave her a ×1 time elemental, a ×2 or a level 2 space elemental, in a ×1 or level 1 Mirage Elemental, she would get EP Cut 1. Or you could just go and buy this and you automatically have it. So that's what that means. EP1, I'm going to get 2 of these. And hit 1, I'm going to get 2 of these. So for right now, you notice I'm getting 2 of each. That's because, well, we only have Estelle and Joshua. You guys know it's an RPG. We're going to get more characters, but for right now, we only have Estelle and Joshua. Also, did I actually open up all their slots? I think I did. Yes, they are all open. Let me check Joshua, just be on the safe side. Yeah, that's open. Okay. I could talk to him. It's not gonna do much.
The augments we see today are built using the structures of a clock. Therefore, even old technicians such as myself can tinker with some of their parts. When it comes to these quartz circuits, however, it's a bit out of my league. I don't know who invented these things, but they're extremely complicated little machines.
Yeah, he has nothing really important to say. Alright. I don't think there's anything at the weapon shop we can check. Good afternoon. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. So how'd your training go? That emblem on your chest means... I shouldn't have expected anything less from Cassius's kids. Technically Josh's and Cassius's, but we'll let that go. Anyway, but we're still bracers in training. I see, but well, I knew you were going to have to give up your part-time job here sooner or later. Yes, I'm really sorry about that. Don't sweat it, I knew it'd happen eventually when I hired you on. It's a shame, though. There's hardly anyone out there with as good an eye for weapons as you. But that's the path you've chosen. So, get out there and show us what you're made of. Alright. So now I'm going to buy their higher-end stuff. If you cannot afford it, it is not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. You can get them later on. Trust me. I just wanted to basically give them a slighter more boost in defense for those fights, because I have had problems earlier on. That's why I bought the leather vests. I did have problems earlier on. Was it the leather vests or the leather boots? I can't remember which one I bought, but I did have problems earlier on with the first couple of fights. Granted, those guys don't hit hard. It's just I had bad luck. So, yeah. Either or, you can get them. It doesn't really matter. Silver earring, white bracelet, black bangle. For both of them, silver earring. I would say one or the other when it comes to the white bracelet and the black bangle. That way, you know, you don't have to worry about both of them being asleep or both of them being blinded. I would say go for the white bracelet for Josh and the black bangle for Estelle. That's only because Estelle has a higher agility stat and she can hit targets a little bit better. If she ends up blinded, it just depends on how you play the game. So, but yeah, I would say one of each. And we'll equip them real quick. Let's get out of that and go to equip. And pile rod. Decent boost, 4 points. Leather vest. Decent boost to, let's see, defense and arts defense. So it's a 1 point boost to arts, or 2 point boost to arts defense, and a 5 point boost to defense. That's for Estelle, by the way. Spikes Currently, we're at 28 and 3 points. That's not bad. So they already have a silver earring, and I'm going to give her the black bangle. Now, I would say, I mean, you can also argue the other way around, giving Josh the black bangle and Estelle the white bracelet. Josh can cast his arts a little bit faster than Estelle, so, I mean, it all depends on your luck when your order placement comes, and if you have the CP to counter an up-and-coming enemy. But we'll get to that later on. And the kunai. So like I said, not a really big boost in, you know, damage. He has his practice weapons. They always have a default weapon, so don't worry about it. But they have his Twin Dirks, 45, 48, 3-point boost in damage. Doesn't sound like much, but the bump ups in points for your stats, oh, a 1-point difference can make or break a boss battle. I'm not joking. There was one particular boss battle that I had later on in the game. Oh, last time, a while ago when I played. Ooh, big difference. Just grinding a little bit and boosting up their levels by 2 levels. Yeah, it broke that boss. That's the difference between, you know, a couple of points in stats. Alright, so we're gonna save the game. I'm gonna save it here for me because I want to go back into the Roland sewers because I need this save to get some footage for you guys for the previous episode. You'll understand what I mean if you've seen the previous episode and you stuck around to the end. So, alright. So now you're free to roam around. Your goal is to go back home, but you're free to roam around the city and just talk to people if you want to. I'm not going to do that. If you guys want me to, let me know. I can always come back to this save and we can go to the cathedral and stuff and talk to people. We can go back into the bar and talk to people. We pretty much talk to almost everybody, and there's really nothing else to do right now because, oh wait, there is a job here. No, there isn't. So yeah, your only goal right now is to go back home and talk to their dad. Estelle, Joshua, am I glad I found you two? Or is it? Oh, hi, Anya. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are you in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. Yeah, dumbasses. You mean the tower of Smalas? Ismalas? I don't know how to pronounce that, so forgive me. Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Scheherazade is out on other bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Josh and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we may even be able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of those children. Roger that. Understood. The tower can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Mongol Trail. You can get into the Mongol Trail, Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. this is our first real job. Come on, Joshua. We don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. Alright. Northwest gate is over this way. Yeah, it's over this way. Alright, so we're on our first mission. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to fight any new monsters yet, because I'm going to leave it for the next time. So sorry if this video wasn't as long as the last one, but like I said, I try to do 2 videos for you guys in one day. So there's a little bit of action, a little rest, a little action, a little rest, a little rest, a little action. So in the next part, there'll be tons of more action, trust me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, I'm your host, BlueFox22, aka Michael Gardner. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Always keep an eye out. There will be new content coming. Oh boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as always, stay safe. Stay as healthy as humanly possible. And above all, stay foxy. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.